Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. My name is John, and this is my world famous sipping den where I review everything that has anything to do with alcohol. And I mean beer, wine, everything. And my famous Sunday morning coffee reviews, which you are watching right now. Now, one of the things I do, wherever I am, whether it's around here where I live in Louisville, Kentucky, or anywhere I am, I don't pass many breweries. I don't pass many wineries, distilleries, coffee houses, but breweries and coffee houses are abundant. And I hit those all the time. I was going somewhere in Louisville, ran into this coffee house, didn't even know it existed. Went in there, pleasantly surprised. Everything about the place. Ntaba. They specialize in African coffee. So I go in this coffee house, and it's not in a shopping center. A lot of them are, nothing wrong with that. It's an old house. A lot of them are like that too, but it's in mint condition. It's got a little glass where they've added a little glass area to sit where you can, beautiful view. Leather chairs, regular tables with regular chairs, and then a leather chair with a coffee table. The coffee bar, I saw the roaster, I saw the grinder. Then they have one of the bedrooms that used to be, I guess, and they turned it into kind of where you can buy South African foods that they sell in there. And it was interesting, and they have meat pies and pastries. What else? I wrote some of the stuff down. Sandwiches, sausage rolls, teas, frozen drinks, and they use as much as they can. They source local, source from local bakers, source from local bee growers for their honey, stuff like that. Anyway, I went in, I had a cup of coffee. It was fantastic. I mean, it was good. And I mean, it was real good. And they sold the kind I had, which is this Ntaba Coffee Haus. Something to do with German, if you read how they got the name. I think it's like Mountain House. I don't know if the Germans settled South Africa. I know the Dutch settled Rhodesia, but don't know who settled. But they got that, it said something about the German Ntaba, so I don't know exactly. But Uganda is on the bag. Tanzania, Uganda, I guess. Right here. I'm just getting what I bought, what I had, what they roasted for me or brewed for me. Wash process elevation, 1,900 MSAL, whatever that is. Dark roast, and it gives the roast date, which is fresh. Ingredients: 100% Arabica beans. It is at 2407 Brownsboro Road in Louisville with the backside. Experience the taste of Africa with every cup of single origin Arabica coffee beans roasted at Ntaba Coffee Haus. Our coffee is hand-picked, washed, and dried under the African sun. Once this process is complete, we import the coffee beans to the United States, where they are roasted in small batches at Ntaba Coffee Haus to assure absolute freshness. We visit our growers in Africa and purchase our coffee through direct trade. Okay, look. It was good. It was real good. Gonna pour some of these beans in here. We'll take a look at what they look like. Fresh roasted coffee. I have said this before. When I have had coffee mailed to me, I'm walking to the mailbox outside. I get about 6 feet from the mailbox. I can smell the coffee in there. There is nothing like it. I think this was like $17 for a 12-ounce bag. Now, when you grind this up, it makes a lot. But like I say, if you can just drink it if it's not something you're going to do daily, which I don't, because I'm usually in a hurry, because I did this French press. On your days off, maybe one day a week, you get a special coffee. And that's what I use a lot of these for. The coffee's out of this world. Let me give it a smell here. It is so many depths of smell to this coffee. You can tell it's freshly roasted. It is chocolate. It is a bag of Planters mixed nuts. just leaf tobacco, and coffee flavored tobacco. I mean, it just smells good. And see if it imparts on this. And it does. It's just not as intense. Such a nice flavor. Now, let's give this a sip. I'm going to do an acclimation sip, right? Cleanse my palate, get ready for the tasting of it. I haven't had this since I went yesterday and stopped to saw it and said, we're going to pull in here. I'm so happy I did. Everything from the coffee to the atmosphere, very nice. You're doing a good job over there. You know what you think when you think of coffee, and this is a very rich and intense flavor. That it doesn't have a burnt taste. It's not. It's a little acidic, of course, but not overly acidic. It's not got that nasty aftertaste. Chocolatey, nutty. I'm telling you. It's even got a, which in a dark roast is saying something. A light roast would really be something. It's even got a little fruitiness to it. I'm loving it. I'm going to put in some heavy cream. I don't know if they mail this place, but if they do, and I don't know, they don't know me. I went in there, there was some worker in there, and I bought my coffee, drank it, bought a bag, and left. Didn't say anything about the channel, didn't say anything. That being said, these praises are coming naturally, of course. And I suggest you try it, really. My favorite coffee, really, region is tends to be Hawaii. Just love coffee from Hawaii. Not necessarily Kona coffee. I did a whole thing on that. And that has to say 100% Kona, or it's probably only 10%. Either way, if it's all a mix of coffee from Hawaii, it's going to be good. I like Hawaiian coffee from any of the islands, from anywhere. Now, if it says Kona, it could be 10% Hawaiian Kona coffee and 90% some cheap coffee from somewhere else. You got to be careful. They give it a bad name. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about that is because this is really good too. This South African coffee. So the heavy cream, so any bitterness that was in there, any excess acidity, which this didn't have much anyway, gets knocked out by the cream. It adds a little sweetness. It adds some vanilla flavor. It kind of enhances everything, as only fat will do. I'll tell you right now, it's worth ordering. Order that and order you some 100% Hawaiian coffee. Doesn't have to be Kona, just Hawaiian. And you'll be living the dream. You will be living the dream. And remember, I told you what I review, right? The review's over now. But I'm going to say this to you. If I don't review it, you don't need to be drinking it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, I have put all this stuff into that playlist for you. And it is so categorized and subcategorized and organized that, first of all, when you start looking at it, you get amazing. You get interested. And you want to kind of click on everything. That's natural. But I made it easy, man. I'm telling you. And the first comment of every video always has a link to it pertaining to the playlist, to whatever I'm reviewing. In this case, it's going to be coffee. Straight old coffee. Made with the French press. I ground it. I French pressed it. And all this that I do for you, and all I ask for is a sub. And if you can't sub, then a watch of my videos. Tell people about it. What else can you do? What can you do? Oh, well, you could I don't know if you're not on YouTube, if you can comment. But if you can comment, sub, just watch it. And that will keep me highly motivated, truly dedicated. And that's what we all want. See you on the next one.